Hey everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I am in a fantastic mood today because I get to be outside. It is not raining. It is not cold. Our lows are in the 40s and 50s now at this point. Our last frost was February 28th. So we are well out of the risk for having a frost, knock on wood. I don't even want to say that, but I think that we're good. The 10-day forecast looks really good. I think the rain is keeping us kind of warm, and it is time to plant out these guys. They are so ready to get planted out. These are my cut flowers that I sowed to go in this cut flower garden right here, and they are totally hardened off and ready to stretch their roots out and start getting settled in their new home. They are going to go in this cut flower garden. You can see I do have some bulbs in here, so I'm going to have to try and work them around to get them to fit in there, but I think I can do it. I'm just excited to get these planted. I'm excited to play in the dirt today. So let me show you what I have going on in my cut flower garden currently. I feel like it looks really good, really clean. Jason and I put in these 3-tiered beds back in January, and I am so happy that we did that. I feel like it makes it look so much cleaner, so much nicer, so much like buttoned up. And you know, it was a lot of work, but I think it was definitely worth it. And as soon as we finished that, I ended up putting in a bunch of bulbs. I ended up putting in a bunch of daffodils right here, a bunch of different varieties of tulips right there, some ranunculus and some anemones. My ranunculus are not up yet, but my anemones are. Look at how beautiful, you guys. So these are the white anemones, whites. They're often called black eye, but I got these from Eden Brothers, I think. And Eden Brothers calls them anemone white. Oh, I have a weed. Isn't that nice? It's funny what you notice when you're filming, right? The ranunculus are not up, but I was talking to my friend Olivia, who grows ranunculus and anemones as well. And she said hers aren't up yet either, which is not really normal for us. Ours usually come up pretty soon, pretty close to the same time as the anemones, but they didn't this year. So we're just watching that, no big deal. You can see the tulips. They are starting. Oh, it's so exciting. I feel like in another week I can do like a bulb video. Can you guys see those over there? Oh, they're just so pretty. I have to show you a tulip over here. It's so pretty. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know the variety. I'm sorry. This could be from last year. This could be one from last year that was, I think I had Big Love tulips out here. Kind of looks like a Big Love tulip, and it's kind of short, so I can imagine that being from last year. So I live in zone 9B, so we don't get very cold. So tulips often don't naturalize for us or come back the next year. But gosh, that really does look like a Big Love tulip. It doesn't look like, I'm pretty sure I planted all purple ones. I am absolutely the worst at remembering what I planted. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch all my videos just so I can remember what tulips, what bulbs I planted everywhere. But yeah, that is just so pretty. And then I have more anemones over here. Isn't this pretty? Okay, this is not a bulb video. Back to the cut flower garden. So for this cut flower garden, my plan is to do a cut and come again garden this year. And what a cut and come again garden is you plant flowers that you can cut the blooms, and then the plant will keep producing all throughout the season. So I really think that that is important when you have a small cut flower garden, because if you plant the plants that you can only cut once, then that's it. You're kind of done for the season, or, you know, for that round, and then you don't have anything else and you kind of have a blank space. So my goal for this cut flower garden, because it's so small, my goal is always to maximize the use as much as possible. And this year I'm trying cut and come again flowers, only cut and come again flowers, just to see how it goes. So the ultimate cut and come again flower is a sweet pea, obviously. And so sweet peas, I planted these at the same time that I planted my bulbs. If you live in zone 9 like I do, you're too late for planting sweet peas this year. If you live in a warm climate, you need to fall sow them or even winter sow them, so to give them enough time to start growing before it gets too hot, because sweet peas are really sensitive to heat. Oh, I think I see a bloom. Look. look. So this is the watermelon variety. They were struggling when I put them in, but they've kind of bounced back. They're doing really well right now. And sweet peas are like the ultimate cut and come again, because honestly, the more you cut them, the more they'll bloom. And just this amount of sweet peas that I planted here, it's gonna, like, I'm gonna have tons. All right, and here are my cut and come again flowers. They're all my seedlings and they are ready to come out. These are the seed cell trays from Epic Gardening. I do have a 5% off code for you guys. I'll put the link down below. But the reason why I like these is they have these like air vents on the side. So you can see all these roots are getting air pruned, which means they're kind of dying off as they poke out the edges. So it's avoiding the circling of the roots, or getting the roots root bound, which is really, really important. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna set the camera up, and then I will go ahead and I will add in the drip and then start getting these put in the ground, which is very exciting. Guys, I am all done. It felt so good to be out here in the sun. It's still a little chilly, but it's warm enough to have iced coffee, so I am happy. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys what I planted out today, but I did want to talk a little bit about how I put the drip in. Now, if you've been watching my Master Gardener recap videos, and if you watched the irrigation one, you'll know that I learned in my Master Gardeners class not to have this 1/4 inch tubing go this far. So I was putting it in and I was thinking, well, you have to know the rules to break them, right? So I was kind of thinking how I wanted to do this. Probably the best way to put the drip in to not lose any pressure as it goes on is to use the 1/2 inch tubing, the little bit bigger tubing with the emitters in it. But that stuff is not cheap. And I had a ton of this 1/4 inch emitter tubing. So I decided I just wanted to use it. I did test it to make sure that it had water pressure all the way through, and it absolutely did. So do what I say, not what I do. I basically just snaked it all the way through and then capped it off with the goof plug at the end. So there are better ways to add drip into your garden beds. I just wanted to get it in, and I was so excited to start planting. I just wanted to do it the fastest way possible. So we'll see how it goes this year, and I'll just kind of have in the back of my mind that if I'm having water issues on the far side, it's probably because of how I put the drip in. So if you guys were wondering about that, yes, I know I'm doing it wrong. All right, then as for planting up what I got planted today, so again, these are all cut and come again flowers. So these are all flowers that I specifically chose so that they can keep blooming even after I harvest. So harvest off of them. So I'm going to be harvesting off of them all season long, hopefully. So first we have the white dill Ammi, and no, this is not white dill Ammi. This is paper whites. So I kind of snuck one in there. I did plant these every 12 inches, and this white dill Ammi is I'm going to use as my filler flower. It has these beautiful light and airy white flowers that I actually love because you can harvest them before they've turned white and use them as the green. So you can have green fillers as well. So excited about these. I planted them 12 inches apart. I actually planted everything 12 inches apart just to make it easy. Everything that I planted had kind of a range, and 12 inches worked for all of them, so it just made it super easy for me. So here in the middle we have the Pincushion Formula Mix Scabiosa from Johnny's. All these are from Johnny's seeds. So the Pincushion Formula Mix has like black and red and blue and white pincushion flowers, so I'm excited to see how those do. I've never actually done the formula mix. Then the one I'm most excited about, of course, is the Afternoon White Cosmo. I love this Cosmo. I've grown it multiple times, and I just think it is just the prettiest flower. It's just so cute and so pretty, and it's so productive. So, you know, I've tried a whole bunch of different Cosmos. This is definitely my favorite variety. Absolutely. The first one I tried was from Floret, and then I realized Johnny's sells them as well. So this year I got it from Johnny's, but I have gotten it from Floret before. Finally, I have a new one, and this one is called Forever Happy Statice. And Forever Happy Statice is new to Johnny's seeds. And so it's really interesting because it has like a red lavender bract with a yellow flower. I have to admit, I didn't even know that Statice had bracts and flowers separately. I don't think I've ever looked at them that closely, but now that I have, it's like, oh, I can see it. So this one's supposed to be really interesting because it has that contrast. So I did put the Statice right here. Can you guys see the shadow of my house right there? So this spot it gets the most shade out of the rest of this garden, right? It gets a little bit less as the season goes on, but it definitely is the hardest to grow flowers in, that spot. And the Statice, I was looking it up, Statice can handle part shade. It obviously does better in full sun, but if I was to put any of these plants there, I would choose the Statice. That is like the bulletproof one that can handle drought, it can handle heat, it can handle a little bit of shade, it can handle scorching hot sun. So I figured I would try it there. I will put it to its test and I will test it out for you guys. All right, everyone, that is it for today. I obviously still have more to do over in the cut flower garden. I didn't even address this bed right here. One, because I ran out of landscape staples, and two, because the tulips and daffodils, they're just not done yet. They don't need drip to them right now. Nothing needs drip to it right now, but I have time to get to that. So I will be getting to that eventually, but I'm happy with what I did get done today. So, side note, I always feel so awkward saying this, but I do want to thank you all that do subscribe to my channel. I hope you all know how much it means to me and how much I appreciate it and how much I appreciate your likes and your comments. It makes a huge difference to the success of my channel. And if you are thinking about subscribing, please consider it. I release videos 5 days a week, all gardening related. I have really fun stuff planned for this upcoming gardening season. So please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. I was talking to a friend and she was saying that I don't say that enough. I don't say it enough on my channel asking people to subscribe. And I do that on purpose because I don't want to bother anybody, but every once in a while I might bug you and ask you guys to subscribe. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know when you're planning to plant your seedlings out, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.